start with deoxygenated blood. This deoxygenated blood travels through the venules from the capillaries. It makes its way up to the inferior vena cava, and from the upper extremities, it enters the superior vena cava. Both of these chambers connect in the right atrium, and this is where this deoxygenated blood pools. Now, what happens here, now this blood is just not flowing freely. There's some things going on here. And so what happens, once that blood pools into the right atrium contracts. And that's what pushes it through this right tricuspid valve. Once it enters the right ventricle, which is inferior to the right atrium, the right atrium then relaxes, and then the right ventricle contracts, and then it pushes the blood, the deoxygenated blood, through the pulmonary valve. Now it's in the pulmonary valve, and then it travels to the right pulmonary artery, into the left pulmonary artery, and it makes its way into the right lung and left lung. Once it enters here, the person breathes out the carbon dioxide. They breathe out the carbon dioxide and they bring in oxygen, and that's what oxygenates the blood. And it also picks up nutrients along the way. Once the blood is oxygenated, it travels through the pulmonary veins. Now, we all know that arteries means blood is traveling away from the heart, and veins are supposed to represent blood going to the heart. But in this case, this is the only time where veins transport oxygenated blood. And that, like I said, that would be the right pulmonary vein and the left pulmonary vein. So these chambers meet up at the left atrium, and all that oxygenated blood collects there. Once all that blood collects there, then the left atrium contracts and pushes it through the bicuspid valve. Then it collects into the left ventricle, and then the left ventricle also contracts and pushes it through the aortic valve. Now it's in the aorta, and it ascends into the aortic arch, and there you have three openings, which are arteries, which is the right carotid, the left carotid, and the upper extremities. Now, the upper body has been supplied with freshly oxygenated blood, and so the upper body is doing great now. Now the lower body has to get his. So this oxygenated blood descends down into the abdominal artery, and then it branches off into the arterioles and travels to the capillaries, and at this point is where it begins to run out of oxygen. So it travels into the other side of the capillaries as deoxygenated blood, makes its way through the venules, then travels right back up into the inferior vena cava, and the same thing occurs up top, where the superior vena cava receives the oxygenated blood. And so this whole process takes about 0.8 seconds, and the cycle just starts all over again.